Welcome, everyone, to this 2K Sports broadcast of the Pacers live from Indianapolis, Indiana. A quick check now at the starting five for both teams. And, guys, what are we going to be looking for in this one from David West?
Well, he's a scary guy to go up against just because of how physical he is. He intimidates his opponent. He's going to punish you inside, and you have to be ready physically to play against this guy.
And something else he has is an array of moves in the paint. You can make a training video for young players to figure out how to play down low in terms of how he gets it done inside.
Well, it was the Indiana Pacers winning their last game against the Pistons in Detroit. And there wasn't much question as to how that game was going to turn out. They absolutely put the hammer down on them.
That was a game in hostile territory, too, guys. And it seemed like they had confidence right from the beginning, unbothered by being on the road.
And, you know, their shots were falling. From the top to the bottom of that lineup, their guys were heated up.
Outside Butler. Dishes to Muhammad. Back to Butler. The feed to Rose. Off his foot. And the ref's whistling a kick ball. On defense, Indiana. 6-point game. 6 on the shot clock. On the wing, Dang. Defended by Copeland.
They find themselves with a big deficit here in the first. One category that jumps out at me, second chance points. Only one bucket for them.
Xavier Henry, he's checked in for Jimmy Butler. 1:37 left in the first. Scola, a screen on Henry. They set the pick. Here's Fisher. Some solid defense there from Gibson.
Couldn't convert, but nice little two-man game there.
And it wouldn't surprise me to see them go back to that the next trip.
Well defended, and he's not someone who responds well to that kind of defensive pressure.
And the Pacers with possession here after the miss from Henry. Kicks it out to Johnson. Granger outside. Back to Johnson. 6 to shoot. And it's Granger penetrating. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. Clark, what do you think they need to do to get back in the game?
Well, Kevin, one thing, they've got plenty of time, that's for sure. And I think establishing their inside presence, picking up the intensity and the effort, creating more hustle opportunities, and then rebounding the basketball. That's a lot, but they've got a lot of work to do.
Sounds like a good recipe. Here's what Chicago's going with right now. Joakim Noah, he's checked in for Muhammad. Boozer comes in for Taj Gibson. And it's Dunleavy in for Luol Deng. Gibson dishes to Noah. And that's out of bounds. Chicago will retain possession.
How about a look at the Pacers and where they ranked in the NBA last season? First in rebounding, 4th in blocks. As far as free throw shooting as a team goes, not a strong suit. Top 20 in the league. A little bit of work to be done there.
But when you think about this club, the first thing that comes to mind is their ability to rebound the ball. Best in the league, so physical. They just pounded the glass, and that's how they tried to win games, just by being more physical than their opponents.
Shot clock at 2. Out of bounds. Indiana takes possession. While we have a chance, let's take a look at the teams that led the NBA in rebounding last season. Number 1, the Pacers.
Yeah, they had a really strong presence in the paint. Very physical, really dominated the lane area in terms of rebounding the basketball.
George and Granger on the perimeter. Scola out there with West. And it's Fisher in at the point guard position. So that's the group out there for Indiana.
You can talk about a lot of other power forwards around the league, and even though Louis Scola never really explodes for monster games, A lot of his opponents will tell you he's one of the toughest guys to deal with because he's so consistent and has a lot of versatility to his offensive game.
Now here's Butler. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Pacers will take it. Let's check out what Doris Burke has for us.
Gentlemen, in a lot of ways, Joakim Noah is the heart of this Bulls team. Coach Tom Thibodeau said, quote, he's an all-star, and I can see him winning Defensive Player of the Year. But the most important thing is he plays to win. He can have 5 points, 10 rebounds, and 4 blocks, and he's happy because we won. Guys, Derrick Rose said it best. He's a warrior, and everybody is following him.
Thanks, Doris. He's such a character, so passionate about his defensive role. And speaking of Luis Scola, two-time MVP of the Spanish League, didn't come to the NBA until his late 20s. But, boy, when he arrived, he made a dent.
He was ready to go immediately because of his experience in Europe, where he was a go-to scoring threat. And, you know, he could do a lot of things offensively, whether it was posting up or making that mid-range jump shot.
And here's what the Chicago Bulls schedule is looking like. Looking ahead, they've got the Jazz coming into town for the next game. That game marks the first half of a quick 2-game homestand. Bulls trail by 11. Outside Rose. Gibson setting the pick for Rose. Dang passes to Butler. The dish now to Boozer. And he was fouled in the act of shooting. Chance here now for a three-point play.
What a...
Here's T.
2 minutes.
He dishes it to Henry. Back to T. He kicks to Heinrich. Passes it to Teague. Boozer trying to get open. And there's Marcus Teague on the assist by Heinrich. Teague's got his first points of the night.
Indiana had perhaps the toughest defense in the league. They just didn't have any weaknesses defensively. If you attacked them inside, they were able to challenge you at the rim. If you tried to shoot over them, they were challenging you with their length on the perimeter. And they didn't back down. So it's not a surprise they were near the top in every defensive category.
Back to Heinrich. Wide open. Here's Noah. No good there, and that would have cut it to single digits.
He's killing them with his poor shooting. The defense is more than willing to give him those shots now.
And Clark, the numbers back up what you were saying about the Pacers. A lot of stat heads will look at opponents' effective field goal percentage as a measuring stick for defense. And the Pacers, Steve, were the best in the league at that.
Well, they passed the eye test, that's for sure, Kevin. I mean, they challenge every shot. They get out to the three-point line. They block shots at the rim. And there's a reason this team was so good at the defensive end.
Heinrich kicks to T. Outside Boozer. Scola's there. Takes the turnaround J. It's hauled in by Watson.
What was the defense doing there? I mean, he is not the guy to give an open look to, and yet they got away with it.
Scola, a screen on Teague. There's 31 seconds left in the first half of basketball. The timely screen gave him a step, and he took it all the way.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with the way they work down low.
Well, it's become one of the stories of the first half, Clark, just piling up points in the paint.
Heinrich with it. Just 5 on the clock. Doubled by Fisher. Teague for 3. Good, and Heinrich gets the assist. Teague's got 5 points in the quarter. And here's West from the arc. Shot's good. And the Pacers lead by 12.
The rapid-fire threes coming from everywhere.
I thought it might be a little imprudent to try to get those points right back.
And now, brought to you by Sprint.
Thanks, everyone, for being with us for the midweek edition of the 2K Sports Halftime Show. Indiana with the lead against Chicago. A strong beginning to the season. They've wasted no time in getting off on the right foot. Offensively, they've been in a zone. A lot of great team play, providing looks from all over the floor. And for the Bulls, they're still gutting it out. They've got to do a better job protecting the ball and valuing each possession. They've not done that. Their turnover numbers way too high through 2 quarters. And that'll do it for us here in the studio. Thanks for watching. Enjoy the rest of the game.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
Welcome back, everybody. Third quarter just about to get going here in what has been so far a runaway game.
What a great game for Granger in this one. He has 15 points, and he's got 9 points from behind the arc.
Yeah, that's been an important part of his game today. He's made his open looks.
Here's your Tom Thibodeau starting the second.
Hammer time! Hammer time! Forget about going for the long-range bomb to cut into that lead. Just take it to the hoop, my friend. Take it to the hoop.
And how, Clark. Brilliant throwdown.
Yeah, just exerting his authority out there.
You know, last year, guys, I think it was in mid-February, Rose said that he wouldn't mind taking the whole year off. Usually you never hear stuff like that come out of a star's mouth, but his reasoning sounded sound. You have to listen to your body and take it from there. And everybody's a little different in how they respond, not only to an injury, but how they...
Third quarter of basketball here, and just a little under 3.5 minutes gone by. Fisher dishes to Johnson. From 17 feet out. No good off the back of the rim.
You know, normally when you dominate on the glass, it really shows up on the scoreboard, but not so much here today.
You're right, Steve. Typically, it is a good barometer that indicates who's winning, but not so.
And let's now go to the sideline. We'll catch up here with Doris Burke. Doris?
Gentlemen, last season it seemed there was a little back and forth between head coach Tom Thibodeau and the Bulls front office regarding the big minutes he gave his starters. Thibodeau said, quote, "It's never the right amount of minutes. That's the only thing I know. If a guy's not playing big minutes, it's not enough minutes. Then if a guy's playing big minutes, it's too many minutes. So you play to win. That's the whole thing. And when you're a young team, guys can handle minutes. But guys, both Dang and Noah missed significant time. Noah only playing 66 games in the regular season. Dang out through the last 7 games of the playoffs. You wonder if maybe they have a point."
They've worked to round out the roster. That should help those minutes stay down.
He's definitely got that shot in his arsenal.
Bulls trail by 15.
You know, in one of the more compelling postseason stories, the question about when the Bulls would bring Derrick Rose back just continued to hover around the playoffs. Ultimately, just never happened.
Clock at 6. And it's Gibson finishing it off. They'd love to get more of those, the easiest 2 points possible. And on a fierce finish.
Yeah, and that's exactly how they're going to cut into the lead, Kevin.
Yeah, that's why they've got to tighten up their D. And I'd be surprised if the defense allows any more free runs to the hoop like that.
Well, back to the Bulls, and even without Rose, I think the team made a big statement, Steve, with how they played in the postseason. They showed that they weren't just a one-man show with Rose running things and have a solid core and system that will always compete.
Well, it's the second straight year that the Bulls have essentially been without Rose in their playoff run due to injury. And so I think Chicago fans are kind of wondering what exactly the roof is for this team, the ceiling, if you will. Let's hope that Rose stays healthy this year, so we'll find out.
35 seconds left in the third quarter. Rose attacking. Gibson passes to Rose, and he makes good on the layup. Rose has got 26 points.
Look at the points in the paint, the inside game. It's been very one-sided here for a while now.
Well, the defense just hasn't been physical enough at the rim. I mean, 8 of their last 10 points have come from the paint.
And they're on the break. Rebounded by Luis Scola.
If they could end every possession with that shot, they'd be happy. 9 times out of 10, that's an easy layup for him.
Here's Fisher. Off target. And here at the end of the third quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. Indiana out in front, up by 15. And we're coming back in just a moment. Get ready.
Friday, November 8th, Rudy Gay and the Toronto Raptors go up against Paul George and the Indiana Pacers. Be there.
And we welcome you back as we get going here in the fourth quarter. The final quarter of play can change it. Rose goes in, and lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. It's going to be on David West.
You know, with Derrick Rose out, a lot of people thought the Bulls would flounder last season, guys, but they were still one of the tougher teams in all of the East, in part because the culture of toughness and next man up has been instilled in that group from its coaching staff, starting with Tom Thibodeau. I don't think this takes away anything from how great Rose is, but I think it certainly speaks to how bought in and committed to the team that every man on that roster is.
Down low, West and Hibbert. George and Granger on the perimeter. And it's Fisher in at the point. That's the Pacers 5. On defense, Indiana. Butler off a pick from Noah. Butler kicks to Rose. Shot clock at 6. The Bulls need to get a shot off here. And finished off by Noah.
Cutting into that lead a little bit. Way to finish.
And the basket is still shaking.
Oh, man, he's got so much power.
Well, back to the Chicago Bulls team, you got to give a lot of credit to the culture of defense and effort that Coach Tom Thibodeau has created there, Steve.
Well, they weathered Rose's absence remarkably well. Advancing in the playoffs, giving Miami all it could handle. And you wonder, with a healthy Rose now and all these other players having developed, is Chicago a championship caliber team? I think they are.
I agree. C.J. Watson, he's checked in for Fisher. There's 21 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Gets it to go.
This game's over, guys. I think we can say that with certainty.
Yeah, I agree with you there. We have officially reached garbage time.
Snell. And again, no good by Chicago. Here's Fisher. The shot is off. Snell. Buries it. So it's Indiana picking up the win. They pulled off this win, Clark, with respectable performances on both ends of the floor.
Yeah, I think it was just really a nice overall effort, Kevin.
And that'll wrap it up. For Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan, and thanks for tuning in.
The team really had to earn that win tonight. How did it feel there at the end with the outcome still in question?
It was a tight game there at the end, man, that's for sure. These are the kind of situations you prepare for, though, and it's a testament to this team that we were able to pull out the W. Not every win is going to come easy, and this was just one of those that, you have to work a little harder for. No harm in that. This is the kind of game that can really make a difference come playoff time.